Founders Log, May 18th, 2016. We got official word this week about the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City re-releases for PlayStation 4. Officially, it's going to be called Batman Return to Arkham, which is, of course, a fitting title given that those two games both take place primarily in a place called Arkham, as opposed to the other two Arkham-titled games. And at first, I had heard rumor that Arkham Origins was going to be included in this thing. Turns out it's not. It's going to be only Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and I would have been really surprised, honestly, if you could have even fit all three of those on a disc. And I haven't heard any discussion at all about why exactly that was left off, except, and so my guess, speculation, is that A, might have been too big to put all of that in one disc, especially since we're adding all of the downloadable stuff, all the DLC, all of the Game of the Year edition stuff for both of those games, but also it might have something to do with the fact that they were made by different studios, that one is Rocksteady, the other is WB Montreal. Honestly, it doesn't bother me because I don't love that game. I don't know how badly I need to go back and play it. However, that said, I might have enjoyed seeing it updated and polished a little bit by Rocksteady. It might have been neat to see Rocksteady go in and clean it up a little bit, because I think that game might have been rushed out a little bit. This is nothing against WB Montreal. I think they did a superb job with the time allotted as far as the gameplay goes. Story is maybe a bit of a different matter, although Night has some major problems. I don't know that one of those is necessarily any better or worse, and well, Night is maybe more convoluted, but I don't know that story-wise I necessarily think one is all that much better than the other. I guess Night I like better just because it doesn't have that prequelitis thing, and it's conceptually and stuff, but I don't know that one story is really better than another. Anyway, I'm getting off track. But it might have been neat to see that retooled and remastered, but I'm very excited to see this done, especially to Arkham Asylum, given the Unreal Engine treatment, because I went back and played some of that again a couple months ago, and right after playing Arkham Knight, it's a different thing. It feels totally different than it did before. It is night and day, and wow, has Rocksteady and video game graphics and just mechanics and stuff with those games, but I don't know, especially just what we're able to do and how realistically we can make things. Man, have we come a long way since Arkham Asylum. That was just, what, 08, 09, and it feels like 20 years ago when you put them up right next to each other. So it's gonna be really neat seeing this treatment. I know that's been really cool with some of the updates to things like God of War and stuff like that, PS2 games given the PS3 or PS4 treatment. There's been a lot of complaints that, and I agree with this, that there's not enough of a library yet for PlayStation 4, that a lot of what they've been really, not that this is the bulk of it or anything, but that a lot of the things that I and other people have been really interested in have been re-releases, have been remasters and upgrades, and that's really cool that they're making that stuff available. I appreciate it that it's at a $10 cheaper price tag than most of your brand new releases for PS4. It's going to be a $50 release instead of a $60 release, and it's going to include, again, all of the material from all the DLC from both games and all of the Game of the Year stuff. So it's going to be plenty of bang for your buck, especially if you've never played them before, especially if, and I'm sure there are these people who got a PS4 and maybe hadn't tried the Arkham games yet, and then with the hype for Arkham Knight, they went ahead and tried that, and then, oh, oops, I don't have anything to play the other games are, so on. So I'm sure completionists, again, will be irritated that Origins isn't there, but I'm glad that at least the trilogy proper, you'll be able to play now all on one system, and it's kind of unfortunate for people that have those games already on another system, that they might have to rebuy it again just for the sake of completion if they want to be able to play it all on one system. But it's not like you're just buying the game again wholesale. It's upgraded, the graphics are going to be touched up and modernized, and it's going to be really cool to see, especially what Arkham Asylum looks like if it's as graphically intensive and looks as realistic as Arkham Knight does. That's the thing I'm most excited about. Like I said, the whole thing done with the Unreal Engine. It's funny because this is going to be the third time that I have bought Arkham City. I have the Armored Edition on Wii U, which I bought probably a year and a half ago, and I still haven't even touched. I mean, I'm touching the box right now, but I haven't put it in and played it at all. And I bought that because I wanted to see what the experience would be like with the gamepad, using the pad to choose your weapons and stuff, like you have your palms up display kind of right in front of you, and I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So this will be the third time that I have bought this game, and I'm sure that's true for a lot of other people as well. Rebuying this stuff in order to get all of the bells and whistles each time. I'm sure some people bought Game of the Year after they bought the first one if they hadn't gotten the DLC in the first place. And I don't know if if any of the Game of the Year editions, come to think of it, included anything that wasn't already, you know, on the DLC. I may at some point finally go in and finish my gameplay for Arkham Knight. I was getting close to the end, and I still haven't quite finished posting the rest of that. So if I can whittle some time out someplace, I'll do that. And I know a lot of people are really enjoying that. I had thought about if I could find the time to do it, and I don't know if this is realistic, going through the other games as well, and now that, and posting them, and now that this is coming out, it might be really cool to do it that way, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more Arkham gameplay now, people going in and playing the updated versions, but I don't know, I may do that as well. Not going to be available on PC, only on PS4 and Xbox One. I mean, given the fiasco that happened with the PC version of Arkham Knight last year, that might ultimately be for the best. Anyway, how do you feel about this being re-released? Do you think that it's kind of useless, or is it a good thing? Do you think there are very many people that you know, just played Arkham Knight and haven't gotten a chance to play the other two? Is that going to be really good for them, or do you think this is just kind of a money milking scheme? I don't. I think this is I think it's a good thing that they're doing this, and I just wish that PlayStation's library would start getting a little bit more beefed up with a larger variety of types of games. I'm seeing a whole lot of FPSs and survival horror, neither of which are really my bag, and would like to see. We just got Uncharted 4, and I haven't played that, but I would like to see more of this kind of stuff, more you know, third-person adventure games and that kind of thing. And you know, they're starting to put out more fighting games and things like that. But I guess the only complaint I can make right now with PS4 is, I mean, I'm loving the system, but it is a lot of re-releases, and this, of course, is another of those. But this is one that I'm going to be really glad to have. So anyway, I'll leave your comments. Looking forward to reading those. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. I'm Captain Logan, and this concludes today's Captain's Log.